Hi guys, and welcome back to another Starcraft replay cast, as once again we have a all South Korean engagement here in between the two pro players. So we might just start by introducing the players to you guys, as we have spawning here in the lower right in the orange. It is BISU. You guys should know of course who this is. One of the best Protoss player, if not the best Protoss player in his prime. And his opponent here spawning in the lower left in the red, it is BOGUS, also from South Korea. Very skilled Terran player here versus BISU, and as you can see from the thumbnail there is a small hint there. We are going to be seeing of course BISU going for some arbiters. The question is it going to work out for him versus the mechanical build order here by the Terran versus those tanks, those vultures? We're about to find out, as the spawning here on a 4 spawning location map. The build orders are starting here with a supply depot for the Terran and a casual pylon for BISU. Now the question is BISU going for a fast expansion? Is he going to try to be aggressive early on? Looks like his gateway, and I believe that Terran would also continue with his barracks. Would be interesting to see him go for mass bio, just like we've seen in the StarCraft 2 scene. But yeah, many Terrans of course like to go for those tanks, those vultures and Goliaths, just in case the Protoss is going for some carriers, for example. Now we see an early scout, a lucky scout for BISU as he's moving into the right direction, into the lower left. I believe he's going to try to be as annoying as possible. Gas has been taken, however, already here for the Terran. He might try to add a pylon or two here into the middle line. He might try to inflict some damage towards this SEV, just to be as much annoying. And a very lucky scout for BISU, and of course it's going to be annoying attacking this SEV. But yeah, the Terrans can of course repair each other. Still, however, BISU with a very nice micro. We already have a small aggression here in between the workers from both players. Gas is being mined. Let's check BISU's base really quick. He should have a cybernetic score very soon. And yeah, he's very busy microing this probe. And of course the probe regenerates the shield, so it can be more and more annoying. And even now this SCV is dropping really low, so the probe might be lucky to get a kill here versus BOGUS. But no, he's actually repairing his SCV. So yeah, in the end the probe will have to retreat as the first marine is out, and I believe BOGUS is now also going for a scouting mission with his SCV. At the same time we see the first zealot, there it is, from BISU, and the probe is still around. So an early nice aggressive move by BISU, showing his presence and even dealing, almost killing this one SCV. As we now finally see the first factory for the Terran, we have the ramp pretty much secured, and BISU is very likely going to try to attack with a very nice expansion here, not getting guarded at all. No pylons in the front, no forge, and in comes the zealot. We see once again this small gap in between the barrack and supply depot, as many Terrans like to use this as a help for those marines, just to micro those marines back and forth. So this is of course very advised if you're a Terran player, just to kite those marines back and forth. And with that I believe indeed BOGUS is securing his ramp, and at the same time he's saving now money for a expansion. The SCV finally is heading out into the right direction. The ramp is over secured by a zealot, and there's the expansion. He sees it, but he is going to take some damage out of this one zealot. Nice block here by BISU with this zealot, very good control by him. There we have, I believe it's another gateway, so interesting enough, no cybernetic score for him. Double gateway, so no dragoons yet. I believe he's going to go into, wait, sorry, I'm blind guys, there is the cybernetic score. We do have of course dragoons out, as we also have the first vulture here for the Terran, laying down some mines very soon, as the upgrade has been finished. And of course BISU will have to wait for an observatory just to detect those mines on the ground. In the meantime he's just checking out the other expansion point by the Terran. We also have a much needed bunker for the Terran, as yeah, slowly but steadily we are closing here towards the 5-minute mark. So yeah, both players looking like they're now preparing their macro game, adding more and more of those workers. We can see BISU with 26 versus the 24 from the Terran. Yeah, the Terran has a nice protection here towards his expansion. Perhaps a small advantage here for BISU, as his expansion is already pumping out more and more minerals. BISU looks like he's expecting an attack by the Terran. He's not moving out. His Dragoon is just roaming here around in the middle of the map. So he's expecting perhaps some marines with some tanks towards his expansion. Let's check his main, going for that upgrade for the range for the dragoons, and yeah, adding more and more of those units. You can even see a robotics facility base, so he might try to do a drop with some dragoons into the main. It might be a good idea, as it will take quite some time for those tanks to move towards the base. So yeah, currently a small stalemate in between the two pro players. Siege tank will very likely be finished researching with speed for the vultures, more and more vultures, SCVs, and an academy for the Terran. So yeah, let's have a look what the next steps are going to be. We have a pylon into this location for detective purposes. We also have that observatory, the much needed observatory. I believe as soon as he's going to have a observer, BISU is very likely going to try to move out a little bit. We see, however, no mines being added here by the Terran, just some vultures roaming around, just expecting a move out by the enemy. I believe both players are expecting each other to be attacked, but no such thing. They're playing really safe, staying at home, securing their expansion, securing their bases, and even BISU, of course, expecting a drop here. Let's have a look what he's hiding here, a citadel of Adun. So yeah, he's just perhaps very likely fearing a dropship harassment by the Terran. And yeah, now finally the observer is out to scout those mines. At the same time, BISU just roaming around here. I believe he just wants to know what exactly the Terran is up to into his main. And yeah, let's just check his main. There's 2 factories and some supply depots, so no macro game yet by the Terran. He needs more and more of that minerals and so on, just to create more and more of those factories, and just so that his macro game will kick in eventually, perhaps after the 10-minute mark. Let's check BISU. He's slowly but steadily moving out. I believe he's going to try to secure this expansion. The Terran sees this, of course, so he knows that BISU is even more macro oriented now towards this game, as more gateways. No, it's actually a starport. Interesting move here. Oh yeah, of course the starport is needed for the arbiter. So yeah, starport it is, and a Protoss Emperor archive here for BISU. So yes, it is indeed going to be the flying unit, the arbiter for BISU. But is it going to be enough against so many tanks here by the Terran? We're about to find out, as the Terran is also expanding here into this location very soon. So yeah, BISU really has to hurry up with that arbiter, as more and more tanks are getting produced here by BOGUS. And yeah, BOGUS also has a nice vulture move out here, securing all of those ledges here. But this one expansion is now pretty much in control by the dragoons from BISU, as same, he has also blocked here the entrance with some pylons, with some dragoons. So it's going to be very hard, even impossible here for the Terran to move forward with his vulture harassment versus the mineral line. As yeah, BISU seems to be prepared for all that, and even adding now this expansion here. So the Terran answers, of course, with his own expansion very soon into this location. So a very nice strategic game here by both players, both of them playing really safe. We even have a turret here, and this could be a bunker. No, it's actually a supply depot. So yeah, the turret, of course, just in case to detect some invisible units, just like the observer or a dark temper. So yeah, like I told you, a very nicely calculated game by both players. Very defensive gameplay here, and pretty soon there it is, the arbiter bay, arbiter tribunal here for the Protoss, and we'll have the first arbiter very soon. Arbiter around the 9-minute mark here for BISU. Are we going to be seeing some recalls? It will be very interesting. Of course, stasis trap, a much needed spell versus those tanks on the ground, and yeah, there they are, a little bit clumped up together. So the Terran might try to just spread them out a little bit against the against the arbiter, but I don't think that the Terran knows that there is an arbiter on his way, as BISU has nicely hidden all of those buildings into this location. And if the Terran scan, he will of course scan the main or the expansions and not see that arbiter bay there. So yeah, still no major move out here by both players. It looks like BISU just wants to secure this expansion here as well, and the Terran playing very defensively. However, now he's just slowly but steadily moving forward towards the next expansion point by BISU. So this could be a first attack. The vultures are also moving out, so very soon BOGUS with a pretty good supply. However, BISU slowly but steadily is closing towards being supply blocked, and there is the move out here by BOGUS. Let's check his expansions, sorry, check his upgrades very soon. 0 to 0. Let's check BISU, as he's already taking some damage here out of those tanks, so BISU in some serious trouble, as the Terran is just moving more and more forward towards his expansion point, and the tanks will very likely be able to deal damage. BISU responding with a shuttle, with some zealots into that shuttle, already taking some damage. The zealot has been dropped, but not that much splash damage has been taken here by the units. Even some marines are attacking, dealing great damage, and what a great connection here by this one mine, killing 3 dragoons. So BISU early on in some serious trouble. In comes his arbiter. The marines give good cover fire here, as the Terran is slowly but steadily moving here forward with his tanks 3 by 3, scanning and even adding more and more of those turrets. So BISU in a very bad situation here. The marines in the front give good cover here, but the zealots will take care of that. The high ground here is however for BISU, as he's moving forward with his zealots. The tanks, however, in the back just dealing more and more splash damage towards BISU, and BISU has to retreat now as he's taking more and more damage. Yeah, the arbiter gives some good invisibility here for all of those units, but in the end the Terran holds his ground. We see a great drop this time by BISU with an invisible shuttle, and yeah, another zealot here being invisible, dealing good damage. It will be taken out, and now the Terran responding with some Goliaths. In the meantime, BISU has expanded here, but he needs to be careful not to lose his expansion here, as the Terran just keeps more and more moving forward, and it's just a couple of dragoons here for BISU, as his reinforcements are just staying here into the main. Is it going to be enough for him to defend against so many mech units of the Terran, as the reinforcements are pouring forward? We see many mines, but there is an observer. One tank has been taken out. A little bit of a mistake here by BOGUS, mismicroing those tanks, and now in come the zealots in the front. Good stasis trap here by BISU, and there are so many zealots taking care of those Goliaths, taking splash damage however out of the mine, but just moving more and more forward. As in the end it will be cleared, but this expansion will also take quite some damage, as the reinforcements are exactly on time here for BISU, and all of a sudden the things have changed here, as BISU all of a sudden is now in the advantage. He's taking splash damage, the zealots are still there, and the dragoons are of course the main damage dealers in the front, and BISU with a nice installation here of this one expansion, as he should be also able to take out the tanks very soon. So good job by BISU all of a sudden with a nice reaction with the arbiter, but is it going to be enough now? The Terran has the high ground. He's also moving out with his vultures into this location, adding some mines, but yeah, the real damage is of course happening here with a great connection with this one mine. And yeah, the economy from both players is still very strong. BOGUS tries of course to move forward. He tries to snipe this one pylon just to deal more and more economic damage towards his enemy, so BISU reacting with his units. BOGUS has to hurry up, but yeah, very smart move here by BISU, blocking the ramp, and in the end he also has this one put an observer in the air, as BOGUS tries once again to do another attack here with those vultures, sniping probe after probe. A very smart move here by BOGUS, attacking into 2 different places with his fast moving vultures. In the end BISU will be able to clear this out, but the economic damage has already been done, as BISU losing quite a large amount of his probes. I believe it was 4 to 5 at the same time. The main army here from BISU moving straight forward, is dealing damage out of the mines, but it's not really bothering him. But yeah, he needs to be careful not to take more and more splash damage, as he's moving now forward with his units towards this expansion point. So nice job by him. He has the high ground here. There's so many mines on the ground, and we once again see stasis trap. Not that many tanks now being able, only one tank is shooting now, as the zealots are moving forward to soak up the damage of the splash mines. So yeah, nice job by him. The reinforcements are over here for the Terran, and BISU all of a sudden a little bit of a bad situation here, as his dragoons now will take care of the SCVs. Yeah, BOGUS not that much mobile with his tanks versus the fast moving zealots, as more and more damage is now being taken by the Terran. SCV after SCV is falling here, and there's even 2 arbiters in the air. The tanks are sadly being trapped here by their own tanks into that stasis trap. And yeah, let's see the expansion taking more and more damage. Sadly for BOGUS, has dropped to 57 workers. His expansion is about to fall here, so quite a hard game now for him, and could this be it for BISU, as BISU has all of a sudden more and more supply here, and one arbiter is about to fall here, but the damage has already been done here, as BISU even might try to snipe the second expansion here from the Terran. So yeah, just wave after wave of zealots with dragoons, but the high ground now all of a sudden here in favor for Bogus, as the mines now even deal more and more splash damage. Let's check the upgrades. Still 2 weapons upgrades here. Let's check the Terran 0 to 1, as he's feeling confident to move here forward versus BISU, but the reinforcements are exactly on time for BISU, as he has those zealots and it's just a couple of vultures with some tanks. High ground once again for BISU. He should be able to have this in favor. Yes, of course, there's the GG here by Bogus. So in the end, BISU with a great defense into his expansions and a very aggressive move out here with his zealots, with his dragoons, and they are very important, those arbiters, very early arbiters for him, as they give, of course, invisible cover for their units. So nice game here by the 2 pros. Let's check the stats really quickly. Once again, I'm going to be clicking left and right for you. So a very interesting all South Korean matchup here. This time won by BISU. Bogus with a quite strong early move out with his tanks. It could have been the victory, but then the arbiter appeared and BISU taking this game. So yeah, once again, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be seeing, of course, in the next replays. This is Tommy signing out.